Okay. Renee, May 15th, 2 to 3. Wilson? Is that like a meeting? Alright, kitchen. Food's on the table. Where'd my mouse go? I guess I'm using a controller. Let's see. Counter's still a mess. Lucas is impatiently fuddling with the cutlery. He just got home from work and now he's waiting for you to join him. Wow, okay. I think it's easier with mouse. I don't know why. It wouldn't let me use it before. Trash. There, all done. Clean cabinet, clean stove. Just gonna open everything. Alright.
Hi.
Hey, hun. You all done? Come on, let's have dinner. Dang, if you help out, I'd be done sooner. I'm sorry, hun. I'm just exhausted. Okay, understandable. Listen, leave the cleanup for later, and I'll take care of it, okay? Alright, you better.
Hi.
Great. It looks delicious, babe. Don't know why you keep putting your own cooking down. I think you're a great chef. Let's see. I try. How was your day? Oh, don't get me started. Tiring, exhausting, but I made it back in one piece, I suppose. No juicy gossip from the station? Gossip? Sure, but if I told you, I'm afraid I had to kill you. Little old me, you wouldn't. Guess we'll never find out then. Now come on, your turn. How was your day? It's been a slow day, not much progress. I thought it was cleared up by now. What's holding you up? Well, I looked into to some similar cases. You did? What did you find? Fires like this usually occur... Let's see. Every report on these incidences has one thing in common: neglect. Neglect? Renee? This again? Let's see. Fire hazards deemed not a threat literally days before it erupting into flames. Renee. It's hardly ever our kinds, Lucas, and never apes. I don't get it. What are you talking about, Renee? What do apes have to do with this? Nothing is being done to stop these fires, these killings. The apes make the rules, Lucas. Follow that line of thought. So what? The apes hate half the population? Is that what you're saying? They just want them dead? It's not hate, Lucas. It's indifference. It's about power. Power over what? Life and death? So the apes are evil, twirling the mustaches and burning buildings. Oh, fine, whatever, forget it. Renee, please. It's just... I'm sorry. I know this is important to you, and I know I'm tense. I know the article means a lot. I just had a very long day. Can we not talk about it now? Let's see. Let's see. It's not about the article. So he doesn't want to talk about it now, but he's not opposed to talking about it. It's not about the article. Yeah, no, I understand that. I get it. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean that this whole thing, you're obsessed with it. None of the pieces fit together. Maybe not in the way you like them to. I'm sorry, Renee, but I think you're grasping at straws. I don't get the metaphor. At least I'm trying to change things. What do you... Wow. You don't see anything strange about it? It's like I said back when you brought this up the first time. I know it's hard to grasp. I know it's messy and unsatisfying. But the proof is there, Renee. What happened, happened. That's it. Well, I guess you wanted to prevent from happening again. Sorry, Renee, not much we can do to prevent things like these. We only choose how we react to them. Conflict comes and goes, like the weather. We can't control it. Let's see. Can't blame me for wanting an umbrella in the rain. No, I guess I can't. Whatever that means. It means I worry about us. Yeah, yeah. That's fair. Just, I know we argue. I still love you. I love you too. We got this, okay? I'm sure we do. Here, I'll finish up here, take care of things, you go rest and relax. You've had a lot to think on lately. Thank you. So then let's go relax. Do we relax in the greenhouse? Gather your thoughts. Enter apartment. So what, will she like get kidnapped or something because she was like digging into it? To whatever the hell's going on? I don't want to end the episode here. That was just a little short. I didn't think it was going to be that short. Cue to continue. So we're going to do another one. Eli. The dig site, August 21st. A boss. A base? A boss? Let's see, August 21st. Still alive. Might have to stop writing that in here on a daily basis. Artifact aside, I'm starting to feel safer out here than I did back home. I don't remember much about it. Let's see. The apes have clearly lied to us about the dangers that await us beyond the wall. We have it hammered into our brains from such an early age that no one could last more than a few days out here. HQ clearly has the information to refute that narrative. Or at least they will once we get back. It's been a busy week. Lots of equipment is set up to prepare for testing. Everything seems to be running fine, but it's doing a number on our power grid. Let's see. It's been a lot of hard work, but we got it done. The whole dig site is full of machines, temperature chambers, corrosion chambers, humidity chambers. We even got a chemical station set up. We don't have covers for all of them, so here's hoping hoping the 6-month drought keeps us up. George was in touch with HQ yesterday, and they claim the weather should be all right. Our barometer agrees with them. Ever since I reported that, they've been being cold. They weren't exactly chatterboxes to begin with, but their tone feels much colder now. All we got are the barest of instructions, devoid of any emotion or empathy. They try to keep us at arm's length. because they don't want them to be like surprised, I guess, or something. Probably don't want them to be like we're proud of you, and like give them a hug or whatever. Our first week as a lab tech in Science City, I thought it would be fun to give names to our test subjects. Knowing how things would turn out, most of the names were people with whom I had an axe to grind. Ex-lovers, all three of them. Let's see. Plenty of teachers and professors. Once the experiments began and the side effects started kicking in, I realized what a mistake that was. Seeing these creatures as anything more than a statistic really began to take a toll. Makes you work harder, more emotional. Getting emotionally involved in your line of work, or any line of work, could be a little tough. I relied on classification numbers ever since. Limiting your exposure is crucial to survival, both physically and emotionally. I'll do the top one. Let's see. HQs knows our names and a whole lot more. But Dig Saito 8 is a personal as they'll ever get with us. Especially lately. It's hard not to wonder why. Either way, I don't want to worry about it too much. Don't have time to waste. Bureaucratic bullshit, probably. Thought they put more thought into it beyond that. HQ still refuses to tell us how to proceed. It's been almost a week and await further instructions is all they give us. We've decided to push forward with or without their blessing. I convinced George of that. George cares about the procedures for the work itself, not out of fealty. That's why he's been on this job for decades, and also why he hasn't moved past it. Too focused on the details, it misses the bigger picture. There's no telling how long the artifact will maintain its integrity after being exposed to the elements. George was fairly willing to accept it. Once I pointed that out, he knows that if anything happens, they'll blame us for freeing the artifact. So why not learn as much as we can in the machine, or in the meantime? Yeah, we don't like HQ. I've had my frustrations and my concerns, but the past few days have proven that HQ are clueless regarding both our situation and how they should manage it. Either way, I'm excited to start testing. I think that George's influence. For the first time since we started working together, he seems to actually care about something beyond the task that's been assigned to him. There's a light behind his eyes, almost like a man possessed. Underline that last sentence. It might be important later. In our first phases of experiments, George and I will be testing the artifact to see how it reacts to other elements. Given it unpredictable nature, George and I will be taking every possible precaution at our disposal. Let's see. So I'll follow his lead since he's more experienced. Or would it be best that I take the lead? We'll let George do it since he's more experienced. George doesn't want us to entertain any theories at this point, as he fears it could cloud our judgment. His main concern is figuring out the chemical composition of the artifact and using that information to trace its origins. Given the artifact's unpredictable nature, George and I will be taking every possible precaution currently at our disposal and moving forward. Yes. I feel like I said that line before already. Let's go. That's all. Time to get to work. Leave wood cooking. Let's close journal. With that dramatic close. Alright, George. What did you need me to do? Here, take this. What's this? A sample, a small one, but a sample still. Managed to cool it down a little bit. Wriggly little bastard. Did you have any problems? A little bit. Handling this thing gets nerve-wracking sometimes. Lucky for you, I'm the one doing it, not you. I like to think we split our task 50-50. I bet you do. Now come on, let's get started. Burning daylight here. Started on what? Well, everything is set up. Time to begin testing. Alright, where should we begin? Well, I've already started determining the chemical structure of this thing, but it's left me with some strange questions, such as... Well, the structure of this thing is bizarre, to say the least. I've never seen some of these components before, and rarely in this configuration. It's just a jumble of chemicals and absolute mess, but it somehow still functions. So it's alive. Sure, it would seem the same way a plant or an omnibar or a cell, I suppose. Sentience? Sapience? Too soon to say. Black goo never really screamed intelligence in my book. But it's been a strange couple of days. Oh god. So, I see. Have you tested how it reacts to other non-organic matter? Just very briefly. It adapts to outside forces very quickly and almost molds itself to fit into whatever its current environment is. Do you know how? My working hypothesis is that this thing is constructed out of tissue similar to muscle, albeit a lot more fluid, as its resting state appears to be wet, relaxed, and in mostly liquid form. Oh god, that makes a little sense. And it adapts in its state when exposed to certain elements. I think it'd be best if you see it for yourself. Try to change one of its properties individually. See if you can make it wet, relaxed, and solid. Leave the rest as it is. Got it. Let me know how it goes. I'll be right here if you need me. Thanks, George. How do I... So then what? Find different things and expose it to it? So like... So wet, so dry, solid, agitated. Humidity chamber. And stato. I'm moving my webcam over here. Okay, so I have to get it wet. Chemical. So what happens if I do that? There we go. Okay. So I made it wet first and then... Okay. Now it's all done. Don't even joke about nursing this thing. It's unsettling enough as is. And nurturing it. Okay. Alright, never mind that. It looks like you managed to sort it out. Strange, isn't it? Easy enough, but yes. Strange. Bet you never thought once in your life you'd be experimenting on a tiny glob of goo, huh? Not entirely sure what I was expecting, to be honest. Well, with that out of the way, I'll need you to start testing out some of the hypotheses. Being what exactly? This thing survived as long as it did, I presume, due to it being in such a relaxed, fluid state. Hibernation of some sort. I wager slowing down any and all gestations to conserve energy. That's a logical conclusion, at least from a biological standpoint. I'm not a biologist, but that sounds right about to me. There you go. The question then becomes, how far can we push it? And I think this thing is capable of taking whatever form it, well, chooses. So you believe it's sentient then? That's one of the things we're testing out, yes. Firstly, however, I want to know how it truly can shapeshift. For a lack of a better word, become completely unlike what it was like when we first found it. Alright, sounds a little risky, but that's what samples are for, I suppose. Exactly. I'll need to dry, agitate, and solid. Oh, I need it dry, agitated, and solid. Get to it. So it's solid. Let's see, I've had a crazy career, but I never thought it would end up out here in the waste. I did get to see that though. So I get to see them though. Silver linings. They got a certain charm, I'll give you that. Anyway, looks like you got it. Yeah, that's what I was hoping to see, I suppose. But now that I see it, I don't really know what to make of it. It's unsettling work, to say the least. You don't say. It's very remarkable observing the thing. Remarkable and, well, unsettling. Should I be concerned? Well, if it ate anything, or not quite. I placed a corn puff next to it and the sample began to spread over its surface, seeping into whatever cracks there were in the surface, and then it just stayed there. You said 8. Did it start breaking it down? The outmost layer, yes. It just latched onto the rest. And didn't even begin to break down the rest of the piece I gave it. Once I pulled it out, it was dry as before. Like someone had just licked it. That is certainly unsettling. It is. Tell me, what conclusions do you draw from that thing? Nothing but what we know already. We need to test for something else. Quite right. I've got a few things in mind to try to discern whatever or whether or not this thing is sentient or not. And whether sentient implies sapient in a particular stance. What are you thinking? We're close. It being dry and solid makes sense. But the way it handled a piece of food? Try making it dry. Try making it dry, agitated, and liquid. So now I just gotta get in a liquid state. Which I think this is what would do it. Yeah. Isn't that just like in the normal state we had it? Maybe if I... no. Not an easy task is it? Anyway, let's see if you made progress. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing. It boggles the mind to see if it's manable. I see what you mean. For it to adapt this readily, well, it certainly looks like our hypotheses are correct. Our? Today was your... initiative, so yeah, I say so. Don't let it get to your head. I was like, how do I say that word again? Well, we still got more work to do. Let's not celebrate too early. That's the Eli I know. But sure, yeah, you're right. Not really sure I'm in the mood of celebration, regardless. No. Let's get back to our friend here. Right. Well, as it stands, we've got a living thing on our hands. Some type of potential sapient organism that was buried underground for Shepherd knows how long. Is this what we were meant to find? We arrived and we started digging exactly in the spot they asked us to. That's too perfect to be a coincidence. Yeah, this is our quarry. Hunt's over, man. How long has this thing been here? Who knows? The site isn't old enough for reliable carbon dating. It certainly looks old enough to have been out here for what, a century? 2? 3? What does it mean exactly? Shit, man. Without getting too philosophical, what's our purpose? Eat, sleep, die? Seems like our friend here skipped out on the last step. Though, you think it sleeps? I don't know. All I know is that the two of us are stuck out here in the desert along with a pot of a creepy black goo that was locked away 5 meters underground in a bunker. And we just found out it's alive and it eats things. You think it's dangerous? I think we should take precaution. That's what I think. So yes. Yes, that shit is dangerous. Want to hear what I think? Sure, hit me. We can't keep this thing in an ice box in a dig site camp. We need a team, equipment, and a secure lab in the city. Bring it into the city? We don't even know what this thing can do yet. Are you sure that's the right course of action? I mean, if it's contained out here, it'll spread regardless. There's no way HQ is letting this thing remain out here. This way we can at least supervise any further experiments. Yeah, we don't have all the right equipment. Top floor Science City stuff. Shit, you're right. Not sure I like it, but you're right. Besides, HQ would never agree to keeping it out here. So we'll be working a little longer. I guess we will. Look, man, this has been a day and a half. You might mark it down our progress and conclusion of the research ledger. I think I'm going to clear my head. Sure, where is this again? Should be in the 10 on the table. Got it. Yeah, I got to report our findings. I mean, like, I don't want us to bring it to the city, but, like, look at what we're working with here. There's not much to work with out here. So it'd be better and safer if we were, like, in a more... It'd be more of a safer... in a research facility. And that does it for this episode. Achievement unlocked, Act 2. So what does that mean? We're done with Act 2. So now we're going into Act 3. So I'm guessing if we go through all 4 characters, we finish 1 act, if I'm not mistaken. So then after Eli, we already did Renee. I think Howard's next. Or is it Clarissa? I can't remember the order, but that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all, and have a good weekend. Peace.